Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen watching MRIU TV. My name is Sunday Innocent Oscar, going to navigate you through the news we are going to have today. Let's start off with the major headlines of our news today. Venezuela's Maduro says is ready to declare a state of emergency if US attacks. United Nations Security Council approves gang suppression for Haiti. Typhoon Bloy kills dozens in Vietnam and Philippines. Colombian military rescues 27 abducted soldiers. Dozens remain captives. Pentagon warns Venezuela has 2 military aircraft flying near US warship. DRC ex-president Joseph Kabila sentenced to death in absentia. Now let's go to our news in full details. Venezuela's Maduro says is ready to declare a state of emergency if US attacks. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro at a news press conference says is ready to declare a state of emergency if US attacks. Venezuela's Maduro says he is ready to declare a state of emergency if US attacks. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says he is preparing to declare a state of emergency to protect his country in the event of an attack by US military, amid rising tensions over the deployment of American warships to the Caribbean. In a televised address Monday, he told the country the consultation process had begun to declare a state of external unrest in accordance with the Constitution and to protect our people, peace and stability. Should Venezuela be attacked by the US empire military attack, the address follows weak rising tensions following the US deployment of warships to the Caribbean Sea. The Washington insists in a mission to combat using drug trafficking, but Caracas believes he is aimed at regime change. Furthermore, Typhoon Bloy kills dozens in Vietnam and Philippines. The deadly storm forces 10,000s of people to evacuate and lessors thousands of homes. Our reporter Francis has been there. Let him give us what's taking place.
Damaged small islands in central Philippines last week, toppling trees and power pylons, unleashing floods and forcing 400,000 people to evacuate. A Philippine civil defense official on Monday said the death rate has increased to 27, with most victims either drowning or being tracked by floods. Scientists warn that storms are becoming increasingly powerful as the planet warms due to human-induced climate change. In Vietnam, floods made downfall as the typhoon late on Sunday, generating winds on up to 130 kilometers per hour. At least 13 people were killed, while a search is ongoing for 20 others. Disaster authorities stated in an online update more than 400 houses were damaged, including many with roofs turned off, predominantly in the central province of Hantin. At least 800 homes were flooded and nearly 6,000 hectares of crops were damaged. According to the update, at least 9 people died when a typhoon-related wind swept through the northern Vietnamese province on Nani Bin early on the morning. According to the local disaster agency, 1 person was killed in the province of Hue and another in San Hoa, with about 20 people reported missing by local and national disaster authorities.
As we continue, Colombian military rescues 27 abducted soldiers. Dozens remain captive. According to the army, soldiers were taking part in an operation in San Juan de Mica where they were blocked by about 600 locals. Francis, our reporter, he has been there in Bogota. Let him give us what's taking place there in Colombia.
In a statement on Sunday, the military noted 45 soldiers remain deprived of their liberty under the guerrilla regime. The National Army maintains a presence in the area, taking steps to restore order and ensure the return of the kidnapped personnel. It added that incidents took place in the Micay Canyon in the coca department, in an area known for coca crops, and a rebel faction of the former Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, known as the Centro General Staff, that has been attacking military positions. According to the army, the soldiers have been taking part in a military operation when about 600.
Also, Pentagon warns Venezuela has 2 military aircraft flying near US warship. The Defense Department says 2 Maduro military aircraft flew near US warship in a highly provocative move. Our reporter Alexandria has been there to compile for us the report in full details.
2 Venezuelan military aircraft flew near a United States Navy ship in international waters. The U.S. Department of Defense has said in a move described as highly provocative amid escalating tension between Washington and Caracas. The Defense Department warned Venezuela in a statement late on Thursday to cease further provocative moves, describing the Venezuelan aircraft buzzing over the U.S. vessel reported to be guided missiles destroyer Jason Durham as an attempt to interfere with our counter-narco terror operations. The cartel running Venezuela is strongly advised not to pursue any further efforts to obstruct with counter-narcotics and counter-terror operations carried out by the U.S. military, the Pentagon said. U.S. President Donald Trump administration has accused Maduro of operating and having close connections to drug trafficking cartels in Venezuela and the region, claims for which the U.S. has thus far failed to offer any evidence. In August, Washington doubled a reward to 50M for information leading to Maduro's arrest over allegations of which involvement in cocaine trafficking. Shortly after, the U.S. developed several ships and a nuclear-powered submarine to the Caribbean and waters off the coast of Venezuela in an operation said to target drug cartels.
As we continue further, the United Nations Security Council approves gang suppression for Haiti. The United Nations Security Council has voted to expand an international security force deployed to Haiti and transform it into a so-called gang suppression force. Let our reporter Oscar, who is there in Washington, D.C., give us what's taking place there. The United Nations Security Council has voted to expand an international security force deployed to Haiti and transform it into a so-called gang suppression force. A resolution passed by the Council on Tuesday provides a clear mandate for the force to work with local authorities to neutralize, isolate, and deter gangs, secure institutional stability. It would raise the personnel ceiling from 2,500 in the current mission, first approved in 2023, to 5,550 personnel. As we wrap up, DRC ex-president Joseph Kabila has been sentenced to death in absentia. The head of military tribunal says Joseph Kabila has been convicted of several crimes including murder, torture, treason, which forced the military court in DR Congo sentence him to death in absentia by Lieutenant Joseph Mutomba Kalai. Our reporter Alexandria is live in Kinshasa. Let him give us what's prevailing place. Alexandria, you're live on MRIU TV. Report to us.